Previously on Balls.
All right, Molly, listen, just taking people through what happened last night, the great situation with Jose Mourinho and Paul Lambert after the Chelsea Villa game. The back page headline on The Sun today, oh dear, says Wenger, now I've got £25 million more to spend. I thought that was a great back page headline. And obviously the Bale deal looks like it might be done at any moment. What are you hearing, Molly?
Yes, mate. Hello.
Yeah, we hear. Can you hear us?
Anyone got him? Looks like we've lost Molly again.
Let me just read that.
It is difficult because he's normally underground, putting little hills across your lawn.
What's your take on Bale?
Well, it looks to me like, there's a guy called Bollockz in Spain who knows all things, and he says the Bale deal will be done, imminently. And even though Andre Villas-Boas has come out and said, it's not going to happen, there's no confirmation, he's also said, well, anything could happen, and Spurs seem to be spending the money that they're going to make from Gareth Bale, this enormous kind of 80 million, 90 million pounds. They've already seemed to be spending that money, 30 million for Willian from Anzi Michalak. And we're looking at a situation where Andre Villas-Boas seems to be the only bloke who doesn't think that Gareth Bale's going to Real Madrid. Of course, last night at Barcelona, I see that Neymar got his first ever goal for Barcelona, the young Brazilian. Also another very big transfer in the off-season. And David Villa, of course, scoring for Atletico Madrid against his former club. That was quite a major a major goal for him, and a good goal, actually. In a 1-1 draw, the Spanish Supercopa first leg, 1-1 at the Vicente Calderón. And of course, we can have exactly that situation in the Soweto derby on Saturday, where it's only the first leg. Baxter and Dessart are going to be mad to kind of set out to win 5-0 and sort things out. I'm hearing that the Mole may be back with us. Molly, have you come up for air?
It's not me. I'm not digging. It's you. I don't know. Not me. I'm sitting here nice and quietly.
Mate. Right, we're talking about Roger Dessart. We're talking about all this. Now we want to go to Europe, Molly. What can you tell us about what's happening with Gareth Bale at the moment?
Well, I think it's been a done deal for a couple of weeks, Neil. I think what they've possibly done, and fair play to Tottenham. They've done some really good business. They've gone about it quietly. The Bale thing, let's be fair, the Bale thing did go quiet for about a week, 10 days.
Yep.
I think that's when Tottenham done the business with Real Madrid. I really do, and I think they've obviously turned around to Madrid and said, keep quiet. We want to go and do a few things now, and then, once our business is done, then we're quite prepared to let the deal go through and be made public. And I think that's what we're seeing now.
Yeah. Everyone seems to think it's happening. I was just saying, except for Andre Villas-Boas, who seems to be telling everyone that it might still not happen. It's not confirmed, but I suppose he has to say that.
He can't exactly turn around and say it's done yet, can he? But, fair, again, it doesn't matter what he says. The chairman's gone out and they've put their money where their mouth is. They've gone and spent the money. The fans are obviously not going to be as peeved when he does go, when they've brought in 6 players, which is one of the things that Arsenal we've been saying for years as well. We've lost everybody and never brought anybody in.
Mate, please don't mention Arsenal and Spurs in the same sentence as the transfer window. It's been very difficult. Listen, it looks like there might even be players involved in this deal with Spurs. I'm just looking at what people are saying about the Gareth Bale deal. We're looking at Spurs have spent 60 million on players already. A 30 million deal for Willian is likely to be finalised before the weekend. Do you think it'll just be a straight cash deal, or will Spurs try and kind of grab a couple of players from Real Madrid in lieu of cash?
You know what, Neil? It'll probably all depend on where they still feel that they could be short of squad players, if not an out-and-out player. Let's be fair, and I've said this all along. If you're at Real Madrid, would you still want to be going to Tottenham? And the answer to that, across the board, even with my Arsenal shirt on, is no. Unless you're just a Real Madrid squad player who's, I know it sounds mercenary again, but if you're looking for a decent payday and maybe your last decent contract, then you might look at going there. otherwise, I think Spurs would want to get as much cash money out of it as possible. And that was what I was hearing a couple of weeks ago. Levy wanted at least 50% up front. And Real Madrid said no chance. They can only do, like they do on the continent, they like to spread it out over the term of the contract deal. So, for example, if it's 100 million, they're only going to pay Tottenham 20 million a year for a 5-year contract. Levy didn't want that. And that was one of the sticking points, which you can understand. They would want as much money as possible up front so they can go and do their business. So, obviously you're not going to know about that until the deal's done, if ever.
All right, Molly, listen, why has someone just Twittered me, Rooney for Norwich, is this true? I'm a bit lost here. Terra Twetwa sent me a straightforward Twitter. Rooney for Norwich, is it true? And I'm tempted to send him one back saying, Bollockz! Sorry?
I would say Bollockz, but unless he's buying a house and he wants to, get a little boat on the fjord, on the Norfolk Broads, can't see him going to Norwich, can you?
I suppose South Africans don't realise that Norwich is very much a rural town, isn't it? Ipswich and Norwich are considered to be places where you have a combine harvester instead of a Maserati.
Perhaps Delia's been thrown into the mix.
And of course, the famous television chef Delia Smith is Norwich's chairwoman and often goes out on the pitch and makes ridiculous statements. It's not the place you want to go. The Canaries, Norwich, never. Not for Rooney. Bloody hell. What's it all about? Did you watch Arsenal last night, Molly?
Well, of course I watched Arsenal.
I thought you might.
Night.
Yeah. What do you think?
I thought they did a very professional job. I thought they controlled the game from start to finish. I thought we played very well in the 60% of the game. I thought we were a bit short up front, but we didn't create enough chances first half. Second half, we created a lot more. We got behind them a lot more. I thought in the first half we played in front of their back four far too much.
Yeah.
Without really putting the goalie under too much pressure. But then, we didn't have anything to... did Chesney even touch the ball in the first half?
Not much. No, the pressure was all on them.
Well, there's a lot of people now, to be fair, yesterday morning everybody's saying, we could get knocked out in the Champions League and, it's a hard game. Then everybody's, because we've won 3-0, you've got half these idiots going on about the fact, Fenerbahce were rubbish. Well, they were only as good as we let them as well, to be fair. And we say that when Arsenal are poor, we were poor. Well, did the other team just actually play quite well?
Yeah.
So give them credit for what they've done. They did play well. Unfortunately, we've got to see how bad the knock is for Koscielny. Obviously, he's not available on Saturday anyway, but by all accounts, that's... Well, the Gary Lewin has said that's not Gary Lewin, his brother.
It's his brother, isn't it? The other Lewin's taken over as physio at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Is it Stuart or something?
And he reckons it's the worst cut he's ever seen. Yeah. Down to it opened him up to his skull. They were actually worried that he'd fractured his skull. So fortunately, that hasn't come to fruition. He's all right, and he's bandaged up and strapped up, and all flew back late last night.
Yeah, well, exactly. It always used to be hell going to Turkey. Remember Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Trabzonspor and all that. Graham Souness went over there for a while. It seems to have eased slightly, although there were some good players in that Fenerbahce side. When you looked at Raoul's beard and obviously Dirk Kuyt was out there. There were a couple of good players out there. But I thought a very, very impressive result for Arsenal, and it means we don't need to buy any new players. Is that right?
But will you please go and wash your mouth out and do not let Wenger hear you say that?
Absolutely, mate. I'm just reading Piers Morgan's tweets. He's also picked up on that back page of the Sun, which I'm just getting up in front of me. Oh no!
Well, that's actually, that's pretty naughty from the Sun, because at the end of the day, it's not, nobody's going to go and give Arsenal 25 million today or next week after they do qualify. We're still not through. Stranger things have happened, so let's not even do anything silly. But that's over the course of the year. That's what they would expect to get from Champions League, with all the TV rights, with all the appearance money, with winning points. You get extra money if you win a game compared to if you draw a game. Yeah. And that's the kind of money at the end of the season that they would be getting. So it's not as if they're getting it tomorrow, but you're not losing out on that money now, the fact that they should go through. But it's not as if he needs the money anyway. He's still got 100 million in the bank. So go and spend it. This is the thing now. Will players think, okay, Arsenal, it looks as if Arsenal are through. if they have been contacted over the last couple of weeks, are there players that have said, yes, I'm willing to come and join and play for you if you qualify for the Champions League knockout phase?
Mate, I just don't think it's going to... I woke up this morning to the BBC telling me that Di Maria from Real Madrid and Benzema, plus a defender, plus a goalkeeper, 100 million. We're definitely going to spend it. Is there any chance of that kind of thing happening at Arsenal? Will they finally splurge? Will they finally get these deals done? Are they any good at dealing with agents since David Dean left? That's what worries me.
Well, you know what? There's so much internal politics going on at the moment. I don't think, and as much as there are a lot of people that I know that you get whispers from, for sure, nobody knows the truth. And there's the problem. I mean, you've got fingers being pointed at Gazidis and at Dick Law and at Wenger. And is it Wenger not spending because he's been upset that the board are pushing him? Are the board not pushing him? And the Yanks over there thinking everything's hunky-dory because he trusts Wenger because he's made him so much money the last few years. Well, yeah, is Wenger getting upset because all the players have turned around and said, oh, come on, boss, we need new players? Not every, is he just so stubborn and egotistical that he's also stuck in this time warp where he's done so much business the last few years where he has had to penny pinch? Now he doesn't have to penny pinch. He still thinks that he has to. Does he not want to go that extra mile because he's thinking, oh, but I'm paying an extra 5 million more than I would like to? Well, sorry, Arsene, but if you want to be competitive and if you want to buy the top players, they don't come cheap. You can't barter. It's not a spaza. Pay the money, get the player in, job done.
Yeah,
and
I
I
agree.
think he can't cross that threshold. There's a line there that he's got an internal fight going on that he cannot cross. He's uncomfy with doing that.
Yeah, no, I just feel that way.
what I think.
Can I just read you what's just dropped on BBC? Everton manager Roberto Martinez, obviously from Wigan, new manager at Everton, praises the attitude of left-back Leighton Baines and midfielder Marouane Fellaini after they were subject to a 28 million joint bid from Manchester United. I couldn't be prouder of their professionalism and the way they've been behaving. So it looks like Baines and Fellaini, there was talk of him going to Arsenal at one point, but Man United, this joint bid for 28 million, it looks like that's not going to happen. Although if I was Leighton Baines, I think I'd like
Man
it.
United are going to go back with 35 or 36. So the rumours are.
Yeah, no, I take your point.
And the other thing coming out of England is that Moyes has now accepted that he will let Chelsea go if they bring in another striker as well.
Yeah. I don't think that the Rooney thing's finished yet. It's certainly not going to be Norwich, but it looks like Mourinho's going to put in another bid for Rooney at some point. I can't see Mourinho not triumphing in that one. After it was classic. Did you watch Wayne Rooney's reaction to their goals at the weekend? Rooney seemed to be very much separate from the side, although he didn't play badly, given that he hadn't played in all the pre-season. But he looked like a man that was keen on the move to me.
I think he. Yeah, I think he's been keen on a move the whole summer. But obviously he's a professional and he's got to go. He's got to be available and he's got to come on and play well. Otherwise, you don't want somebody who's Mr. Sulk. But I think, as we've said for a long while, I would be surprised if he's still there. Come 3rd of September, I think he'll be gone.
Yeah, no, sure, mate. We got unlike the South African PSL, there are fixtures straight away after game one. Chelsea now, of course, played two, haven't they?
Yeah.
We're just going down to...
looking at those decisions again last night, some of those referees... Chelsea got away with murder last night.
Yeah,
Ivanovic should have been sent off. They should have had the John Terry handball, he might as well be playing basketball. And the referee doesn't give it. What are these blokes on about?
No, Andy Townsend. Did you see what Andy Townsend said? Yeah, he said it was the best punch of the night, was Terry on the ball. Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable, mate.
And that's an ex-Chelsea guy, so, tells you everything you need to know.
And I thought, obviously, being an Arsenal fan like you, I felt that quite harshly dealt with, particularly the second penalty, 2 penalties and a sending off in your opening game against Villa for Arsenal, and then Chelsea get the rub of the green the other way round when they play Aston Villa at home. So it's I felt quite strong. So Fulham Arsenal, is that going to be all right for Arsenal? We've got the old...
That'll be a hard game. We tend to struggle there, don't we?
Yeah.
That's not one of the nice... I don't ever look at an Arsenal-Fulham away game and think, nah, it's 3 easy points. It's never easy. I don't like going there. For me, they're one of our bogey sides away. And we actually struggle sometimes at home against them.
And they've signed Scott Parker, who's, ex-Spurs. If he was to play, if he comes straight into the side, that would be quite interesting. They got Yol, the ex-Spurs manager. It's going to be all very difficult for Arsenal at Fulham, I think. And all hell will break loose if they were to lose, their second game on the trot.
Don't forget, they've got Darren Bent as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think Darren Bent was a great side. I think Arsenal could have done with him as a kind of a impact sub at the very least. Everton, West Brom, and of course, on Monday, Chelsea go to Old Trafford to Man United. Mourinho against Moyes. How do you see that one going?
Well, it will be Mourinho against Moyes, and it will be who's the referee.
Yeah, mate. What was that lad called last night? Kevin Friend of Chelsea. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Chelsea's friend. Yeah.
Really made me uptight all that yesterday. Good stuff, Molly. We'll see how it goes over the weekend. We'll keep waiting until September the 2nd when the transfer window closes in England. It closes in South Africa on the Friday, closes in England on the Monday, I think. And we'll see who ends up where. Yeah. But it does look like Gareth Bale's done. It does look like Rooney might still move. And it does look like Arsenal are really struggling to buy anything. Great stuff, Molly. Speak to you soon.
Mr. Finger promises a busy 10 days, Neil. So I suppose at the end of the day, you've got to have the faith there, so we'll see.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Great stuff.
Okay.
Speak to you soon, Molly. Have a good weekend. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
This is Balls Visual Radio.